Hello, I'm Johnny Chase and I'm an achievement whore. You know, growing up I was a really huge Nintendo fanboy. Oh yeah, I completely skipped over all of the consoles in favor of whatever Nintendo was bringing down the pipeline. You know, minus the Virtual Boy. But after a friend of my brother's lent me his Sony PlayStation, I started to grow a new appreciation for consoles not created by the Big N. Now there were 3 games on the PS1 that defined the system for me, personally. Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VIII, yes, Final Fantasy VIII, and the game we're going to cover here today, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night was a phenomenal game, and still is to this day. I played through this game 10 or 15 times now, and each playthrough I discover something new or a hidden item I never knew about. That's the power of this game, and why future Castlevania games have modeled themselves after Symphony of the Night. This game gave birth to the phrase Metroidvania. It's like putting a classic 2D Castlevania game and Super Metroid into a blender, hitting puree, and creating a video game smoothie of epicness! Sorry, just really love this game. Symphony of the Night has great gameplay, gorgeous 2D sprite graphics, an amazing soundtrack, and terrible voice acting. Seriously, it's pretty bad, but it's classic. It's like Tommy Wiseau's The Room. It's so bad that it's funny and entertaining. But enough fanboy gushing. It's time to fire up the Xbox Live Arcade release of this game and show you how to obtain all 12 achievements in Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you!
When you first boot up the game, you'll be playing as Richter Belmont and playing the final stage of Castlevania Rondo of Blood. The Bloodlines achievement for 10 gamer score has you defeating Dracula without taking a hit. The easiest way to achieve this is to take some time and max out your heart meter. Then, once the cutscene ends, whip one of the candle posts to get the holy water. Once equipped, hit the Y button to activate your item crash, which will be called Hydro Storm. 2 or 3 direct shots and you'll get this after he dies.
No! It cannot be!
The next 3 you can get all at the same time, but only after you have obtained the Cube of Zob. The best spot in the game to do it is at the very start of the castle, in a hallway of continuously spawning zombies. These 3 achievements require you to kill 10 consecutive enemies under certain conditions. Rampage is for a standard weapon. You'll probably get this one first, as you'll have all of Alucard's best gear at the beginning of the game. Apprentice is for using magic. The best spell to use is Hellfire, by pressing up, down to forward, and X. Weapon Master is for using the special weapons like the knife, axe, or holy water. Demon Slayer gives you 10 points for defeating the first boss of the game, Gaibon and Slora. And please forgive my pronunciation, this is the best I can do. These 2 are classic bosses from Super Castlevania 4. And these guys are not hard at all. Use a shield to deflect the fireballs and get an axe as your sub-weapon so you can easily attack them in the sky. To get the Changeling achievement, you'll have to obtain all 3 of Alucard's shape-shifting abilities. The Soul of the Wolf is located in the elevator shaft in the outer wall portion of the castle. Hit the switch above to activate the elevator so the doors will open. The Mist form is located here in the Colosseum. You'll need this before going for the Bat form, which is located in the upper portion of the library. You'll also need to get the double jump and high jump boots in order to get it. Once you get the Bat form, you'll get the achievement. Familiars are little sidekicks that can accompany Alucard and help him out by pressing switches or attacking enemies. There are 5 to collect in all. The Fairy is located here in the upper left section of the library. You'll need the Bat form to reach this area. The Ghost Familiar is to the far right of the broken stairway to Dracula's throne room. Again, the Bat form is needed to reach this room. Sword Familiar is located in a hidden room in Orlok's quarters. Take the lower left passage from the area with the big fountain. In this hallway is a section of the ceiling that can be smashed away. Jump up, and at the end is the Sword Familiar card. The Demon is probably the easiest. It's in the abandoned mines at the end of this cavern. The Bat Familiar is back where you fought Gaibon and Slora. Transform into a bat and fly up to the upper right corner. Once you get the last familiar card, the achievement will unlock. The Warlock achievement is unlocked after you cast all 8 of Alucard's spells. Some of the button combos you can purchase from the Librarian, but if you know them, you can cast them right from the start. Except for the last 3, which will need the Wolf, Bat forms, as well as the Sword Familiar. The 8 spells you'll need to cast are Dark Metamorphosis, Hellfire, Summon Spirit, Tetra Spirit, Soul Steel, Wolf Charge, Sword Brothers, and Wing Smash. Now, for those of you that have never played the game before, sorry, I'm going to have to spoil some of the endings for you, but there are 4 different endings depending on how you play the game. If you flat out kill Richter, you'll end the game there, and that's one of the bad endings. You have to hunt down 2 specific rings and wear them in the clock room. From there, Maria will hand you the Holy Goggles, which you must wear in your fight against Richter. When worn, you'll see a ball floating above him. Attack that to reveal the real villain of the game, the Dark Priest Shaft. This will unlock the Inverted Castle, the next half of the game, and also the Topsy-Turvy achievement for 10 gamer score. As mentioned before, you can purchase items from the Master Librarian to help Alucard out, but really the only thing you're going to need when you first meet him is a better sword or shield. After that, and you're further along, you don't need to buy anything else. Thus, you can start grinding for the Money Bags achievement, which will unlock once you're holding $100,000. It unlocked for me near the end of the game when I went back to the Librarian and sold him all the rings I have attained, added on to all the bags of money I picked up during the course of the game. Now, apparently there's a glitch in the game involving the Sword Familiar, the spell you cast with him, and whichever jewel you want to sell, and it creates 255 of that jewel. I've never attempted myself, so I can't confirm if it works or not.
Now it's time for the last 2 and the hardest achievements in the game. But the first one, you're going to trade in all those swords you've been playing around with for the last 6 hours, and you're going to go back to the classic Vampire Killer.
The Belmont's Revenge achievement showcases one of the awesome features of this game. When you complete the main game with over 180% of the castle explored, you can start a new game and enter your name as Richter. Then you can play the entire main game as Richter Belmont. To unlock this achievement, you have to make it to the Inverted Castle and defeat Shaft. Unlike Alucard, Richter cannot level up, equip weapons or armor, and cannot transform. So you must be asking, how the hell am I supposed to clear some of these jumps? Well, Richter does have some special moves of his own. By pressing down, then up and jump, he'll execute a super jump. Time it right in mid-flight, and you can string them all along to get up to the castle. Remember the Hydro Storm at the beginning of the video? This is your best friend in this playthrough. Bosses die in one crush, so farm hearts as much as you can and use save points as much as you can as it refills your health. The most time-consuming achievement is Seeker, which asks you to explore 200.6% of the castle.
That's impossible. No one can give more than 100%. By definition, that is the most anyone can give.
Yeah, will exist here. Deal with it. You have to enter every room, every hidden room, every nook and cranny to get 200.6%. My best advice for this is to download and print off a map and highlight everywhere you've been and have fun.
So that's Castlevania Symphony of the Night 100% completed. The rating for this one is medium. You can clear everything in about 8 to 10 hours. Now at this point I would be boasting more about how the game's awesome, but I spent the first half of the video doing this. Listen, the game is a classic in all sense of the word. It's $10 well spent. Now before I go, I'm going to share one last little secret with you that's really going to help you out at the end of the game. Head to the Inverted Library and stay in this hallway. If you have it, equip the Ring of Arcana and activate a luck potion. Attack the ghost only, and if he doesn't drop anything, slide out and re-enter. If you're lucky, he'll drop the Chrysogrim, a sword that attacks multiple times. You'll kill Dracula in less than 15 seconds. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Achievement Whore. As always, I'm Johnny Chase, and I got more games to play. We'll see you next time. Oh, sorry. Don't worry, I'll fix it.
No! You're not my mother! What kind of demon are you?
You broke free of my spell. I like that.
She's a goddamn succubus! Death in the dream world will set your soul wandering for eternity, demon.
Wait! I beg of you!
Wow, you don't see that every day.